Hello, everybody. I'm Jennifer Bell with Bell Marketing, and I hope that you're all having the most fantastic weekend. So, today, this beautiful sunny Sunday, I just want to talk a little bit about mental health. As time moves forward, we continue to live our lives. Sometimes there's still a stigma around mental health, and it's been progressing over time. I definitely see a lot more about it than I did when I was a kid back in the 80s and 90s, but there's still a lot of room to improve. So I just want to make sure that we all know that there's nothing to be ashamed of. There's nothing wrong with admitting that you need help or that you have a problem. It can stem from many different reasons. Some from your control and some without. Some can happen from things that happen in your life that maybe you made a bad decision and something bad happened out of it, but that traumatic experience, even though you made that decision in the first place that led you to the traumatic result, it can still cause something. And, just because you made a bad decision doesn't mean that you deserve to have the mental health issue, but that is what happens. Our brains cannot, and I'm not trying to be an expert in mental health, but it's things that I've learned over time. Your brains just are trying to deal with what happened. They're trying to figure out a way to move forward and how to handle it. And so sometimes mental health issues can arise. Sometimes it can happen from people in your bloodline. There's a lot of different variables that can happen. And so that we need to just realize that it is okay to talk about it. It is okay to ask for help. It is okay to go a little slower because of it. It is okay to share what you've been through. This is not just something that just helps you in your personal life. It can help you in your professional life too, because as we know, our personal and our professional lives can clash. So it's very important to make sure that we get help so that we can move forward. Now, whether you choose to use CBD, whether you choose to use prescription pills, whether you choose to just get counseling or just talk to somebody, whether you choose to do yoga or meditation, there's so many different ways. And, honestly, there's no reason to judge anybody for any way that they do it, because maybe what you have tried, someone else can try and it didn't work for them the way it did for you. Things act with our bodies in different ways, depending on what kind of medications we're on, what is going on with our mental issues, which mental health issues we have. There's so many variables that if someone uses one way and it's not something you agree with, you've got to do what works for you. So don't ever feel embarrassed because you're using prescriptions or you're using CBD or you're not using anything at all. It's about what works best for your body, what you feel good about to be able to move your life forward. It is so hard living with the mental illness as it is, and then on top of it feeling like, oh, I have to try and heal myself and deal with my mental illness this way because society isn't going to agree with it. No, you just do whatever works best for you. Go through different things, work your way up to what you consider to be like a last resort. If there's certain things that you don't feel like you would ever try, just keep that at the back of your list. Then if everything you've tried up until then doesn't work, then you still have that option. You never want to cancel out anything. Mental illness is so complex. You just never know. I have anxiety and depression and PTSS, which I did not realize I had them until I was older. And it was really hard trying to grasp that I actually had anything wrong with me. And while I did suffer many, many traumas, I was in foster care for 7 years. I was homeless, which was my choice, but it was because I didn't. My adoptive parents were amazing, but I still was trying to find my place in the world and trying to find where it is so hard to explain. So much was going through my brain at that time, and it was just really hard for me, and I just never felt, and it wasn't due to them. My adoptive parents tried everything they could to make me feel like I fit in, but for some reason I just didn't, because I always felt something missing. I never knew why I got taken. I never got to meet my other siblings. And so there was always a piece or two that was kind of missing. And so it's hard to connect with them the way that I wish I should have. And so, I moved out. I had my apartment. I lost it. Then I was homeless. That was when I had some domestic violence happen, when I had some sexual assaults happen. And then I met my husband. Well, I shouldn't say current, because this is my only time I've been married. But, then I miscarried twice. I walked in on an armed robbery when I was pregnant with my oldest. And it's just kind of a lot of things that have happened up until this point that just seem to kind of the point, like, why is this always happening to me? Why isn't this happening to other people? Why me? Why can't I just have a long stretch where I'm not suffering with these stressful situations, these horrible situations? And so I just lived a long time feeling sorry for myself, blaming everybody else, going down a self-destructive path, which having my kids really helped. I felt a reason to live. As they got older. When I was a younger mom, I was kind of in a space where I didn't feel that way. And I still had to heal from all the traumas that had happened to me. But then as I got older, certain decisions I made just kind of gave me that self-confidence that I never had. And meeting certain people, and it kind of just propelled me forward. Sometimes it just takes that one decision or that one person to meet, even though you're not looking to them as a way to help heal you or help you get through your mental illness. But my point is that never give up on yourself. Get help no matter how it is, or even if you don't, just don't give up, because that situation or that person might come around that just totally changes your life. Something will happen in your life that gives you a new meaning. And I don't even know how to explain it. I really never did a lot of counseling. I did when I was younger, but I didn't take it seriously. And then as I got older, I just never did counseling. It's just something that kind of in me that just gave me that self-confidence I never had, that I realized I'm capable of anything. And realizing that I should have fulfilled my childhood dreams that I should have a long time ago. And that it's better now than never. That it is time to do what I've always wanted to do that would make me feel fulfilled and help other people that have been through the situations that I have. I've been through so much that means I can help a wider variety of different people. So, just don't ever give up. Ask for help. If you don't, for some reason, don't feel ashamed, because I didn't ask for help either. It's very hard to find somebody that you're going to feel like you can feel open with, that isn't going to use your words against you or try and make it seem like you're crazy, like you're worse than you really are, when all you're doing is you're just needing someone to talk to that you can lay all this off of, get that weight off your shoulders, and be able to take steps forward. It's a very hard process. It's very scary trusting people. So if you don't ask for help, then I certainly don't blame you, because I was in that boat too. Just never give up on yourself. Find something that, stepping out of your comfort zone was a huge help for me, just because I realized my capabilities, that I was limiting myself too much. And that even though I'm not totally good at what I started at, I still took that jump. And I still gained so many skills and so much self-confidence and self-belief that it was worth it for me. You don't always expect to be an expert at everything you try that's new, but you look at all the things that you have gained that you never had before, or things that you had but you improved on. And that can really help with your mental health too. Try yoga, doing different workouts. If you're bored with a workout, try something new, because I think it's called endorphins. Like I said, I'm not an expert at any of this health stuff, but it's that really helps with your brain once you get going in workouts that make you feel good and you start learning different things that you didn't do before. It's the same thing. It still builds you up that self-confidence, and then that kind of what helped me. And honestly, it all really happened within the past 2 years, which is crazy, because I'm turning 37 in a couple days, and really took that long. And it was that recent that everything started to change for me. And so just never count yourself out. Even if your time hasn't happened, it will. You just got to realize that you are worthy, you are lovable, you are special, that don't use your mental health as a crutch. Just, explain to people, if they're kind of wondering why you're doing things a certain way, it's okay to explain to them, helicopter. Like sometimes I'm always late because I'm constantly worried about leaving a door unlocked, a little OCD, leaving something on, worrying about something catching fire while I'm gone. It's just like all this crazy stuff. So I'll always be late. And so just kind of explaining to people, it doesn't mean that you never try and improve on it. It's just letting people know, that's kind of why things work for me, because in that way, if you're going to continue a relationship with them, they kind of know already what to expect. And, sometimes if people set high expectations for you and you're not meeting them, it could be because of that. That doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. It's just giving people the chance to understand what's going on. So then that way, if it's a business relationship, if it's a personal relationship, at least give them the chance to figure out how to do things next time, or how you are, so then maybe you guys can compromise somewhere in the middle so that it's not an ongoing issue. But never feel ashamed about it. Talk to somebody, or just don't hold it in. Don't bottle in all the traumas that you've been through, or even if you haven't been through traumas, but just from genetics, don't bottle anything up. You've got to talk about it, no matter who it is, even if it's to yourself. Because I think we all talk to ourselves, right? And we used to think that just meant we're like psycho. But honestly, for me, talking to myself kind of helps me put things in perspective. It helps me think things out more thoroughly. And so, I won't be out having a full conversation with myself. But, if I need to think things through, like if I'm getting ready to go do this and I need to figure this out beforehand, just to find some way that helps you move forward. And like I said, don't be ashamed of what you've been through or what you're going through. Try and find a way that you can feel comfortable sharing it with people, because you'll be amazed at how many other people are going through the same thing as you are. Some people won't understand it. They will never understand it. They are going to be judgy. Those are not the people that you want in your life. So that's fine. Everybody has their own opinions. They're entitled to it. But your goal is to find other people like you, so then that way you can have people to talk to that won't judge you, that can give you advice that they've learned, or you can help pass down to somebody else who needs that advice. You could start your own group. Start your own group about your mental health, and with people, looking for people that are similar like you. So let's say you're a mom to two, you like working out, but your mental health kind of doesn't help you stay consistent. You start a group that looking for like-minded people, so then that way you guys are kind of on the same page, and there's not a whole lot of explaining all the time, because you already know that's what you're looking for, that's what you're trying to help with yourself. And it can really help starting your own group or finding a group. Starting a chapter, let's say they have their group meetings where they all come together and talk about what's been happening since the last time, what things have helped them. You could do the same thing, but it's for mental health. You could start something like that, whether it's virtual or in person. Just find something that's meaningful for you, that you could feel passionate about, and baby steps forward. Nothing's going to change completely overnight. Literally, it's taken me 37 years. I've had issues like my whole life, and it's just now kind of starting to make sense, and I'm starting to really feel blessed about my life, because there's so many people I can help, so many people I can share my story that might be having a hard time themselves back when I was having a hard time sharing. And it really helps when you realize no matter how crazy you think your story is, there's somebody else who might be thinking they're the only one that's going through that same story, that same journey, or they might have one even worse. And so imagine if you're going through what you're having a hard time sharing, imagine someone who actually is going through something worse, then it's even harder. So, that's just some tips I would offer to help. But let's quit feeling ashamed. There's nothing wrong with us. We are not broken. Sometimes we can feel broken, but that doesn't mean we are. But we need to find ways that make us feel fulfilled, ways that we can heal our hearts, heal our brains, and move forward, so that we can really get to enjoying our life. And you can live with mental health and not have it affect your whole life negatively. It can help your life positively, but you've got to find the ways that help you, the ways that feel good when you do them. So I hope this helped you. It's a battle for me with anxiety and depression, going back and forth, because sometimes I want to go out so bad, or I want to do this or this so bad, but then depression kind of just kicks in, you don't really want to do this. What if you do this? What if you do that? I don't even feel good. My body hurts. It's just kind of like a mix. And obviously, based on the person, our anxiety and depression can be so intermixed. It's like my brain's always on 360 miles an hour. And there's just so many different factors with me, waking up with nightmares with the PTSS, feeling like I got to go in a store, and if I go in the bathroom, I can't be in clothes. I've got to always check behind me. If I go in the store, I'm always looking and scanning first. If I'm going into a restaurant sitting down, I've got to sit where I can see the door, always feeling an exit. It's just so many different things, feeling paranoid all the time. And I could go on and on about the things that I go through, but that would take a while. That's just a few. But if you have any questions, you can go ahead and comment below, or you can find me on Bell Marketing or Jen Bell on Facebook. I'm just looking for my face. And I'll be happy to talk with you and kind of see where I can help you. My goal is to help other people that have mental health, that have suffered traumas, to find their purpose, because I'm still on my journey to filling mine. And so maybe I can help somebody else at least get started, because now I kind of realize mine, but I just been too scared to move forward. That limiting self-belief and low self-confidence just really got me feeling like, what happens if this happens? What happens if that happens? What if this never happens? And that's just time to put that aside and just go for it. You are not your mental illness. You are not your background. You are not your criminal history. You are not your age, your gender. You're nothing of those. That is a part of you, but that is not all of you. So, just try and at least find some way to give yourself some relief, give yourself a break, give your mind a chance to calm down, and start writing down something on how you can move forward. What life would be like if you were to get past this, overcome this. There's so many different things that you can write down to help yourself move forward. It's kind of like those bubbles that we used to make in school, where you'd make the circle and then make the line and then make the other circles. It's kind of like that. So I hope this helped. If you found any value in this, hit the like button and the subscribe button. Hit the bell for all notifications. And also, I am hosting a fundraiser on my page, Bell Marketing, on Facebook. It is to help foster kids. It is not my charity, but it is very dear to me because I was a foster kid. It helps them. It provides them a suitcase full of little goodies in it to help them feel more normal as they get through foster care and move between homes. So they also donate bikes. They donate trips to Disney. It's a very beautiful cause, and you can find that on Bell Marketing. I will post the link below. If you feel so inclined to donate, that would be amazing. I believe their bags are $30 each. So if you were to donate $30, that would be a whole entire bag. If not, it will still add up over time. So whatever you can donate, don't feel pressured to donate the full $30 if you don't have it. But it still all helps if 6 people donate $5, that's $30. But that is below. And hopefully I'll see you guys next time. And much love for an amazing week. And I will see you guys all next time. Bye.